Hi, this is Michael at TV Radio 1972, and on Sunday, August 24th, 2025, I reached 3,500 subscribers. So I want to thank everyone who has watched my videos and subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it very much. And on this 3,500 plus subscribers edition, I am reviewing the CC Solar Observer Portable Emergency Radio. I bought it at eBay for $27 plus tax and shipping, which came out to a total of $38 and change. But I figured at that price, with just the radio alone, compared to what they used to sell it new in a box, at the time just before it discontinued, they were selling these new in a box for $60 to $70. So I figured, why not try one out for about half the price? But there's another reason why I bought this, because I have its predecessor, which is the CC Observer, which I reviewed when I had 2,000 subscribers. The main difference in the rails is this one came in 3 colors, black, green, and blue. I got the blue because that's all that was available on eBay at the time. And it has no solar panel. Now, there's another difference. In this particular one, this one has analog tuning, while the Solar Observer that I showed you has DSP tuning. That's another main difference. And if you want to see a review of that, I'll put a link in the description below, and you can watch that at your convenience. Now, back to the Solar Observer. Now, this isn't even the first version of the Solar Observer, because I have an older version of this, but before I get to that, I'll show you the main difference on how you can tell that this is a DSP version. Look at the dial. This says 520 to 1710 on the AM and 87.5 to 108 on the FM. That's how you can tell that this version is DSP. I actually have an earlier version of it that I kind of bought by accident, thinking that all CC Solar Observers were DSP. This is an earlier version. And here's how I can tell, and here's how you can tell if you were to look for one of these. The analog version, it says AM 530 to 1710 and FM 87 to 108. That's the main difference. The analog's tuning. Now, just a brief synopsis on the analog version. The FM performed about the same as the CC Observer, although the AM performed a bit better, but it still suffered from the selectivity and imaging problems that the prior CC Observer had, but it did perform a bit better, this one, probably because of the age of the receiver. And I have the original battery, it came with that. This one had a lithium battery of 2012. So this battery was from 2012, so this was indeed an earlier version of the CC Solar Observer. So there was one that was earlier than this. And back to the DSP version. Now, I'll show you what's on the radio, but before I do that, I'll do some size comparisons. Here is the Sangean DT400W, and then the Quotison DX286. Yep, they're much smaller receivers compared to this, but it is portable enough, especially when it has the carry handle that you can carry for portability. That's a pretty neat feature of these CC Observer and Solar Observers. The dimensions are 7 3/8 of an inch in length, 5 1/2 inches in height, and 2 1/8 of an inch in depth. It has the same 23-inch antenna and 2-inch speaker as the CC Observer, so that hasn't changed. As a matter of fact, most of this hasn't changed compared to it, but I'll go over the radio anyway. On the front, you have this switch, which activates the flashlight. Pretty bright. And then it has a dial light. And I find that this is a brighter dial light than the other two observers that I showed you, which makes it easier to read the numbers. And then turn it off. And then you have your power and dynamo lights. The power light is red. The dynamo light is green. And then you have your tuning dial, which I went over with you before as AM and FM. As a little log scale in the middle. You have your tuning wheel. Very smooth tuning. Even though it is a DSP receiver, but it still has a smooth wheel to it. Your band selector switch. FM, AM, and weather. You have your CC Solar Observer logo. You have your dynamo battery and off switch. Dynamo, you switch that when you want to operate it on a rechargeable battery. Regular battery, which operates on 3 AA's. So when you use it with 3 AA's, use the switch to battery and then to turn it off. So you have that switch. And you have a dedicated weather dial, which goes to all 7 dials, so all 7 stations. And then you have your volume wheel, which is also smooth. So you can adjust the volume there. And then you have this hand crank. I better move this out of the way. But I wanted to show you that it's pretty sturdy. You can probably see the green light come out with the dynamo. That shows that it is charging. And then, next I'll go to the back. Sorry, to the top. You have this nice carry handle. Your antenna, which swivels almost all the way. It kind of misses up here, but you can tune your FM and weather reception most directions. It's 23 inches. You have your have a little area in which you could grip the antenna. Same thing with the solar panel. You have this little area, and you can adjust the solar panel. Now, I find that solar panels is basically used for trickle charging, so it's going to take a long time to power that battery. But it's there in case you don't have access to a power adapter to charge the radio. Then you have your C Crane label here, made in China. Vanity case. And then your battery door, which is hinged. Now, I didn't put any batteries in it because I did charge this battery. And the battery date kind of gives you an idea on when this radio was made. This one says 2018. So this radio must have been made around that time. And the analog around 2012. That's the big difference. You can sometimes tell when a receiver was made if you have the original battery with it. Now, it operates on 3 AA's. The top batteries, the positives go right. The bottom battery, the positive goes to the left. On the bottom, pretty much nothing except these little rubber feet to stand the radio on. And then on this side, I'll turn it like this. You have your flashlight. 3 little LEDs here. Your headphone jack. Now, headphone experience, it had a little bit of hiss at no volume, but once you put volume on it, you're good to go, no hiss. Phone charger, those for those old school flip phones that have lower capacities. This will not be able to charge a cell phone these days because the capacities these days are way higher than they were before. Then you have your battery pack charging jack. It says 5 volts and it's center negative. If you want to look for an adapter like that. Although I think they have aftermarket adapters as well. And what I forgot to mention, you may be able to find aftermarket batteries on Amazon or eBay if you wanted to still use rechargeable battery instead of the AA's. And that is all for that. What I'm going to do next is some tuning, and I will start with the weather band. Just gotta be careful here. Now, that's channel 4. Now, I usually get WXL37 out of Highland, New York, which is about 60 miles away. I can get it with this radio, but I heard the person talking fast. So, that station could be KIH 28 from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which is about 80 miles away. So, I'm wondering if I'm getting either some enhanced propagation or maybe some slight tropo. It's possible because if I can get KIH 28 now, there might be some tropo somewhere. Just saying, because... But it's coming in very faint, though.
Poughkeepsie and 70 at Albany. At Binghamton, it was partly sunny, with a temperature of 63. At Newburgh, the weather conditions were not available. Once again, at 6 p.m. at Sussex Airport, it was 71 degrees under sunny skies, and at Andover.
That is KZZ31 out of Hardyston, New Jersey on channel 5. And it comes in very well on this receiver. But a lot of my receivers can get that channel.
Sunday, sunny. Highs in the upper 70s, occasionally to 5 feet. For Wednesday, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots with gusts up to 20 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet, occasionally to 5 feet. For Wednesday night, south winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet, occasionally to 5 feet.
KWO35 New York City on channel 7. So the frequencies are basically 162.4 to 162.55 megahertz on the weather band. But my thoughts are weather reception. If I can get those 3 channels, that is a very good and capable weather radio. Now I'm going to put the antenna down for a little bit because I'm going to tune the AM next. Now there is some RF noise, especially in the lower part of the dial, but I'll tune in some stations now. WBWD, Islip, New York, that's over 50 miles away at 10,000 watts during the day and low power at night. Oh, I better tell you the time. 7:02 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time from the northeastern part of New Jersey, 4 hours later UTC. But if I can get 540 this clear, that means that it is an excellent AM performer.
small cancers from head to toe. Cancer treatment with possibly a second chance for you, even if chemo, radiation, or surgery didn't work or isn't.
WMCA 570, New York City. Now you notice the tuning, it goes in steps, and for AM that is very easy to tell where you are. You just have to keep in mind the tuning steps. They tune in 10 kilohertz steps, so it can be easy for you to find what station you're trying to get. That's what's great about the CC Solar Observer, at least the DSP version.
Choices. 212 choices.
It's Dr. Liederman with Carrie Stubbs, who sings in...
WICC, Bridgeport, Connecticut, about 50 miles away at 1,000 watts during the day, 500 watts at night. So, even through this RFI noise, it's trying to come in at least pretty weak. But it's receivable.
To jest niedopuszczalne, skomentował irlandzki minister Simon Harris.
Survey slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision long.
Yeah, a lot of RF noise, but that might be 740 WNYH, Huntington, New York. I think I'm at 740. That's about 40 miles away. It sounds like it is. I'm not sure if it'll come through the camera, but I can hear it.
This report is sponsored by iHeartAdvertising.com.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more.
Okay, my mistake. That was not 740. This is 710 WR, so I should be getting 740 any moment.
Or iHeart.
Next news at 8, bulletins at 1. Wake up with Menti in the morning, 6 till 10 Monday morning. I'm Lisa Salvati on 710 WOR.
That's 740 WNYH.
While we were on Broadway, we did a 7-month stint with Pearl Bailey and Diane
Then
Carroll.
that's 770 WABC.
Wow.
Aaron Cousin Brucey.
Had quite an experienced life. And I had no idea what was going on there. All right, so now let's jump a little bit.
Between 11 city agencies, including those served at schools,
balls and 2 strikes, and yet the Mets were able to come all the way back and tie it on Soto's 2.
WKDN 950, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's Family Radio.
Program is pre-recorded.
It's This Week on Capitol Hill on AM 970. The Answer.
WNYM, Hackensack, New Jersey on 970.
AM, our city experienced an...
I think that's 990 WNTP, Philadelphia, AM 990, The Answer. That's what I usually get around critical hours.
You can only buy pepper spray in New York at gun stores and select pharmacies. Shopping online, forget it, not an option because shipping.
His second of the night. And the pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, lefty.
The Pittsburgh Pirates will try to salvage the finale of the series tomorrow.
1080 WTIC, Hartford, Connecticut, about 90 miles away.
And today, Red Sox pitchers had 9.
and the Bloomberg Business app. Global news 24 hours a day and whenever you want it with Bloomberg News.
1160 WVNJ, Oakland, New Jersey. It's kind of directional, that's why I have to turn the radio like that in order to get a signal.
The crowd was going crazy. Correct, and there's a huge sign that's like, with Philadelphia, born and raised. Yes. So what do you think? Do you think it was AI generated? Yeah, absolutely.
That could be 1170 WWVA, Wheeling, West Virginia Ray coming in.
And follow on social media at NECA PTJ. Follow Penn State here. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
WPHT, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
This quarter. Two far side, one near side. Turner in motion away from us. Purdy goes back.
Vivir sin límites. Una noche agradable aquí, como mencioné, la temperatura.
Something on 1300. 1310.
Corazón.
Well, the next guard is on duty. I'll have 3 times.
1763不獲賠償。
Oh, 2 stations mixing, WGHT, Popton Lakes, New Jersey, and WFED, Washington, D.C., both on 1500. We're in critical hours right now, that's why I'm starting to get some of these stations.
God's people. Recently made me think a lot more about.
And 2:25 a.m. Sunday. Low tide is at 8:30.
WQBX 398, Patterson, New Jersey. They simulcast KWO 35.
21 a.m. Sunday. Low tide is.
이 타주 팀들도 초청을.
1690, I think that's WPTX, Lexington Park, Maryland. WRCR, Haverstar, New York, 1700 with simulcast WABC. And that is all. And the DSP version of the CC Solar Observer performed great on AM. I'll give you a reception report. During the day, a total of 44 stations, 27 okay to good and 17 weak signals. And at night, 96 stations, 49 okay to good and 47 weak signals. Now, on the analog version, I got 36 during the day, 26 okay to good and 10 weak signals. And at night, 72 stations, 40 okay to good, 32 weak signals. So, whichever version you get, the DSP version definitely performed the best, and it helps with that selectivity. It really helps. Now, I wouldn't normally fade in and out of a video during a review, but I messed something up with the FM tuning, so I decided just start all over again. I'll give you the time, 7:36 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time from the northeastern part of New Jersey. Now 7:37 p.m., 4 hours later, UTC. So on to some FM tuning.
(17일) 주일 오후 5시 본당에서 희년 음악회 주빌리 콘서트를 개최했습니다. 이번 음악회는 한마음으로 부르는 희년, 자유, 평화, 사랑, 정의의 선물이라는 주제로 지난 반세
WNYZLD A7.75 megahertz, which is the audio TV channel 6, which has Korean programming. Now, the tuning is in 100 kilohertz steps, so it may be slightly distorted if the signal is not strong enough.
단순한 노래가 아니라 어둠 속에서 청년들에게 견디는
Sometimes you might have to eat.
The population itself.
In the deep, that's living with a tortoise.
Fire in a lost control.
Off. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's creoninfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and
1010 wins on 92.3 FM, WINS FM, New York City.
of course you do.
And while they had some different ideas as to what that should look like, the Puritans wanted to apply Reformation to everything.
And this is Fresh Air Weekend.
Say my name, say my name.
Jesus Christ. How do I do that? Ask him.
I like.
WALK, Walk 97.5, Patchogue, New York. That's almost 60 miles away. I've been getting it the past few months because the translator at 97.5 has not been operating for a while, so I can now get WALK again. And depending on propagation, I can sometimes get WPEN from Burlington, New Jersey, which is 97.5 to Fanatic, depending on the spot and propagation, usually during Tropo.
모든 회중이 어둠 밤 마음에 잠겨 희년을 위한 우리의 행진.
98.3 W252CS, Palisades Park, New Jersey. It's the same programming as WNYZLD.
영수 변호사와 함께 부른 상록수를 부르며 음악.
They say about our best laid plans. Rest easy. Remember.
WEZN, Star 99.9, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Or LXS for 24 months at DeVeo Kia. Now during the final days of their summer sale now through Tuesday.
WKXW, New Jersey 101.5, Trenton, New Jersey. That's over 50 miles away. It's coming in great.
Lease for $189 a month for 24.
Great interchangeability.
And what a second base.
Okay, and then you carried on normally, right?
All of the disciples here, he says, I've written unto you.
Somebody's watching me, anxiety.
Are optional, but fun. Open Saturdays.
WSPK, K104. That's 104.7 out of Poughkeepsie, New York. About 45 miles away from me.
Cruise control mode. You love it when I'm on this mode, huh?
DJ Self is in the building.
It's the boat, the best of all times, huh?
WDHJ 105.5, Dover, New Jersey.
But not too much, just right. It made my burrito bowl even better. Try the new adobo.
Jack plays the back, just knock another socks, cause now in the hood he's...
Amén nos está dando el Señor, gloria a Jesús. Verá, mucho nos hemos metido.
W300EI, New York City, which is the AM translator of WJDM 1530, Mineola, New York. Let me see if I can get Weeby 108. Guess not.
Dios te dio, amén, Dios creó con un propósito.
And that is all for the FM. I'll give you an FM reception report. On the DSP version, I got 57 stations, 46 okay to good, and 11 weak signals. The analog version, pretty much the same as the CC Observer, 50 stations, 42 okay to good, and 8 weak signals. So once again, just like in the AM, the FM, the selectivity really helps with reception on this DSP version of the CC Solar Observer. Now here are my final thoughts. I'll give you the good. I like the build quality. Most of the print on here is bold and easy to read. I like the flashlight. It does pretty good for its basic purposes. The dial light, I like that. Great reception on the DSP version on both AM, FM, and weather band. A good quality hand crank. It was pretty sturdy. The ability to use rechargeable battery, the little battery pack, or AA batteries. And has good audio. Now my mixed opinion is the solar panel. It's very basic. It's mainly used for trickle charging, so you would really have to have it out in the sun, whether indirect or direct sunlight, for quite a while to get that thing charged. The battery capacity. Back then, 600 to 800 milliamp hours was a good... There was a good milliamp hour reading back then, but today it wouldn't work with most phones, as their phones are much higher capacity these days. And decent reception on the analog version. It did decent, but then there's the bad. And nothing bad about the DSP version, but the analog version of it, the only bad I can give it is imaging on strong stations. And if you want to know what that's like, just look at the CC Observer review that I put in the link in the description. That'll give you an idea. And then less selectivity on the analog version. So those are really the only two bad things about it, and they're all on the analog version. I can't give anything bad on the DSP version. So, would I recommend it? Well, as a basic radio, yes. For basic emergencies, yes. Now, for charging phones, no, because, frankly, the phones are much higher capacity these days. But otherwise, I recommend a CC Solar Observer, whether you want superior DXing reception of this, or even just a decent reception of this analog version. Either way, you really can't go wrong with it. So I would recommend it. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notifications to be informed on upcoming video review, radio reviews, DXing, and other radio related stuff. So have a good weekend, everybody. Stay safe and God bless. Bye-bye.